Get in, nerds. We are playing Victoria 3. So, I just realized something really excellent for my build, which is that our man Charles d'Orléans has Cautious, which provides him with an even larger reduction to infamy generation, which is well worth the penalty to influence, in my humble opinion. We're going to be sitting real pretty with infamy before too long, and I'm excited about that. So, as you can see, the automotive industry has become extremely profitable. And I am considering the possibility of closing out Schneider and Company because they're not producing their prestige good, and I want to be founding my car company. Do I have a car company? Actually, let's go there. Let's go there. Attainable companies. What would be the French car company? Citroën, probably? Home defense. Interesting. Not sure what that would mean. Does France not have a car company? They must. It must be possible. Haute couture. That's fun. It's gotta be here. Hold on. Okay. Fiat. No, Fiat's Italy. I need to have Piedmont for that. I played as them before. Manfred Weiss, that's Central Hungary. Okay. I'm just looking at all the car companies. I wonder if I can actually give one of my existing companies industry rights. I wonder if that's actually the play in the automotive industry. This is riveting gameplay, I know. We're almost there, though. Should have done this before the episode, but I'm dumb. Alright, doesn't look like it, which is a little bit of a shock. Does one of my companies... Okay, they're only cotton. French Home Goods Company is not going to have automotive industry rights. Schneider, etc. Nope. Not them either. And what about the Suez Canal? Obviously not the Suez Canal Company. That's really quite curious. Wait a minute. Are they... Hold on. It's not in my... No, I don't have available companies right now because I'm already at my company limit. Forge Chantier in Provence, a car company. Mananjou Motor. But neither of them produce a prestige good, which is what I want. I want the super cars. Give me the better cars. What about you? No, you're opium. Sell like dope. Alright. Enough of this. It's not happening. I have an event. The Rogue Imperialist. A patriotic explorer and partisan of the trade unions has been surveying land in Dutch Gabon and signing treaties with local leaders on behalf of our nation. But Netherlands has already established a presence in this area. If the explorer's claims are recognized, Netherlands will be furious with us. This man is a maniac. We're trying to play a careful, delicate game over here, and that man has to upturn the table and cause a headache for us all. And for what? The nation? Please. Does that man not realize the damage he's doing? Accept the claim on Dutch Gabon and upset the Netherlands. Armed forces happy. Trade unions happy. Diplomatic incident that gives us 12 infamy. Or reject the explorer and upset our own jingoists. Armed forces mad. Trade unions mad. 1.2 infamy. I'm just going to do the second one. I don't need a claim on Dutch Gabon. Trying to keep my frickin' infamy down. trying to get my infamy down so that I can accrue more infamy at a dramatically reduced rate on account of I've got a king who's super duper cautious. I'm loving this spread of French influence over here, though. I am extremely pleased at the speed with which we're able to advance here. We're not necessarily going to completely outshine the British, but we are going to do our best. Look at all this. Oh my goodness. We're still working in a lot of these areas, but we should be close. Like here in Nauru, we're basically done. Here in Western Micronesia, I think we're finished. We're trading off with Japan over there. Anyway, the Peugeot Serpollet. The Peugeot enterprise, in collaboration with the engineer Léon Serpollet, has created an experimental steam tricycle design using the Serpollet instant steam generator. Despite a lack of public release, the device has become a symbol of innovation in the Kingdom of France. The benefits? A fast start, lightweight, small size, low water consumption, and a minimal risk of explosion, of course. These machines will drive the growth of our cities, 5% urban center throughput, or taxing mechanical vehicles will provide needed revenue. Collect consumption taxes on automobiles. I'm going to do that second one. Okay, that does cost me my authority, but it's going to be huge. Demand is through the roof on those things. Another Devil's Railroad event in Niger. I'm going to say full steam ahead once again. Because, let me tell you, the automobiles situation, it's never been stronger. Still a little tight on groceries, I will say. Again, mostly due to the low price of liquor. I'm going to start subvening liquor. That's going to help out with our food industries to produce enough food for things to work. Alright, and obviously we're building up a huge automotive industry and a huge electrics industry, so life is going to be good. I already built the necessary power plants for the electrics industries in these areas, did I not? Yes, I did. They think they're going to downsize, but they're not gonna. Communist revolt in Norway. Norway, get it together. Why every time I look over here is there some sort of anarchist or communist situation happening? Extreme winds in Western Sahara. Well, that'll happen. Alright, electrical capacitors. Oh, that's excellent. Because that actually means within spitting distance of electric railways, and that is going to make our engine industries finally kind of productive. Which is going to be super duper good. And we got automatic bottle blowers spreading. That's wonderful. What else needs to be built right now? We're still getting a lot of tea from abroad. We can definitely get more tea where we are. If we go to electric sewing machines, they will not be more profitable. Maybe with mechanized looms, they'll be more profitable? I think they're more profitable. Don't look at any of the projections. They're more profitable. Damn, these industries are having a real tight profit situation. You know what I'll do? Actually, hold on. Oh, I have brine electrolysis. Wait, no, this takes electricity. We're going to leave that for now. Doesn't matter, I don't have rayon. Hold on, before we go anywhere. Mines. I need to get my mines using rail transport. Because that's going to make them a ton more profitable. Hey, sea-lane strategies. That's wonderful. Okay, so what's going to happen here is I'm going to grab my fleets. You guys are docked, right? You're docked. You're docked. And you're docked. And I am going to hit the upgrade all units button. And I'm going to hit the radio production button. And what's going to happen is as these electrics industries start producing radios, that's going to allow me to use scout cruisers. And that's going to make my cruisers so very much more effective. My navy's going to be stonking thick. I didn't really time this perfectly since a lot of my home electrics industries are not going to be coming online for a little bit. But, you know, it's fine. It's fine. I'll just create myself a gigantic radio shortage. It'll be fine. It genuinely will, though. It's not going to be a problem. Yes, and I already built up the necessary power plants, so those areas should be just fine. It should all be fine. Oh, USA is damaging relations. Well, gosh dang it, USA. What? Why would you do this? Why would you do this? Okay, so we're almost not infamous anymore. So if we did, yeah, look at all this. Well, how much is an annex on Ashanti? Oh, I can't annex Ashanti. Are you too high rank? No. Oh, right. I can't do conquest on them because relations are too good. That's okay. That's okay. I can snag Bagmiri. Yeah, there we go. I wonder if I can buy... Ooh, actually... You still an American subject? You are. I wonder if I could steal... No, because I got a treaty. I got a treaty! That's what happened. Going after British territory has never looked so good. The Paris Roller Skating Palace. A roller skating palace is opened in a fashionable neighborhood of Paris, exploding in popularity as soon as it was unveiled to the public. As inside the building, those fortunate enough to arrive early laughed as they made their circles on the wooden floor. Those late arrivals outside clashed with police as they clamored to take their turns. A spot of well-needed whimsy, one extra urban center employee standard of living, or an easy way to forget one's demons. 2% of middle stardom pops become more loyal. I'm going to do the second one. I love loyal pops. I just love loyalism. Okay, so we got some transportation shortages, which I knew was going to happen and immediately forgot. So let's go ahead and... Let me see. Timbuktu, French Low Countries, Alsace-Lorraine, and Burgundy. So let's build there. So Timbuktu is here. Let me see. Local prices, transportation. Where is it? It's here. Okay, I just need a couple more. Throw those in at the top. French Low Countries, how bad is it? How bad is it here? Let me see. Real bad. I'm gonna need like 20 levels. That's absurd. No, it's not 20 levels. It's 40 infrastructure per level. Or 40 transportation per level. I was thinking of infrastructure, but it's transportation. I am gonna need 20 levels. Unbelievable. We'll go up to a nice even 30. That really... 30 times 40... Yeah, just 1,200. It's 1,200, and that's... And, you know, you get a little bit extra for throughput, and that's the amount you need to square that circle. Alright. In the other area was Alsace-Lorraine, where the amount needed is equally absurd. Alright. Let's... I'm going to throw these ones in at the end. We'll just throw in another 20 levels. And that should cover us all the way up to... Well, it's not going to cover us all the way up to 3.3. But it's going to be... It's going to be a significant... A marked improvement. Marked. So marginalized interest groups. We lost the rural folk out of the non-marginalized category, which I'm feeling pretty alright about, frankly. So, operating here with a nice industrialist, petite bourgeoisie, armed forces hegemony here. Armed forces, of course, have gotten way stronger since I made a huge increase in the size of my armed forces a few episodes ago. That shouldn't shock anybody, but, you know, it is what it is. And we are very slowly bashing away at that electrics situation. How's the cars? How's the motor industries? Let's go ahead and cut this. Motor still doing well. Still building up more, Still plenty of demand for an increase in motor industries. Brittany's having a... Yeah, Ottoman Empire's embargoing me. Go figure. a little shortage of infrastructure themselves. Again, once I get electric rail, this is going to make things easier, but for now, it simply isn't. How's market access everywhere else? Eastern Switzerland, you're having a problem. Throw a little bit more infrastructure in there. And anywhere in, okay, Constantine. Couple levels here. Let's see. Niger and Inner Mauritania. Should only need one level. And only need one level. Let me make sure there's not... Yep, they're subsidized. They're subsidized and they're doing the best they can. Yeah, okay, alright. That's right. I subsidized all my railways. Maybe we'll build up a ton of power stations when the time comes. Speaking of which, we've got some power shortages. Savoy and Guyenne. We've got power shortages. Savoy is here. Russia's rivaling me. What else is new? Okay, that doesn't seem like that big of a deal. Do you have prices too low? Is that what's happening? Not enough demand. Alright, so that's not real. They'll sort themselves out. Guyenne, however, there are sufficient levels, and they're trying to downsize. Stop it. It's okay. Once we got coal-fired power plants, everything's going to be better. Russia, am I rivaling you? I am. Alright, well, takes one to know one. That's a retort. Can support more declared interest. Nice. Oh yeah, because I increased the size of my navy. That's fun. Social security's up to 3. Heck yes. We're still building strong institutions around here. Rubber discovered in Togo. Nice. Timbuktu's having a real issue with construction efficiency, but that's okay. Oh boy, opium addiction. Golly, look at all these events. Alright, slow down. Opium addiction. North German people are experiencing severe effects of opium addiction. The use and abuse of the substance is spread throughout Lorraine. The opium eater lies under the weight of incubus and nightmare. He lies in sight of all he would fain perform, just as a man forcibly confined to his bed by the mortal languor of a relaxing sickness, who is compelled to witness injury and outrage offered to some object of his tenderest love. He curses the spells which chain him down from motion. He would lay down his life if he might but get up and walk, but he is as powerless as an infant, and cannot even attempt to rise. Perhaps we can treat this as a medical matter. -1 standard of living for North Germans in Lorraine. Do a promotion. The trade unions demand the promotion of Lieutenant General Victor Danchard, touting his history of loyal and effective service. So many medals adorned his jacket that one could scarcely see the fabric beneath, but it was not yet enough. Chest puffed out with pride, the general smiled as he imagined the look on Emery's face when the general learned of his imminent ascension. Their rivalry was legendary among the officers. At last, he would have his due. You've seen this event before. I'm going to say he's earned it. It's always nice to have the trade unions be a little bit happier. Arming the natives. We've discovered that our rivals in Russia have been arming the Barotse natives in Hereroland. This is likely to impede our efforts to conquer the region. The Barotse natives have never welcomed our presence, but without the means to mount a truly effective resistance, we've paid little heed to their objections. The addition of Russian munitions to the equation comes with the frightening possibility that we must face them on equal terms. We should de-escalate the situation, reduce colony growth speed, reduce tensions by 50, or if they want to fight, they'll get one. Deteriorate relations with Russia, increase tensions with Barotse. I'm going to do it the second one, because I want to keep colonizing. I'm colony maxing right now. Le Grand Rue de Paris. To celebrate the end of the 19th century and the beginning of the 20th, a massive Ferris wheel has been constructed in Paris. From its pods, the fireworks of the new year can be seen all across the grand city of Paris. All of Paris was awash in lights, from the boats streaming down the Seine to the reflections of fireworks on snow-bleached rooftops. As the pod crested the top of the wheel, Marie imagined that she could see her modest house, its own lights extinguished to save another coin for her husband's liquid indulgences. Perhaps she thought, in a world so vast and bright, There was a future of her outside of it, after all. To the new century, 5 legitimacy, extra loyalists from political movements, or, and away with the old. Upper and middle stratum pops become more loyal. I love getting extra legitimacy. Am I getting extra legitimacy right now from any temporary modifiers? I'm not. I find that if you get up to 100, you don't get the additional loyalists per month. I don't know why that happens, but it seems to be the case. So I'm just going to say away with the old. Just get some extra loyalists right now and leave the rest for later. Getting relations back up with Sokoto, and Egypt is finally willing to be turned into a puppet. So let's do it. We'll reduce subject payments as always. Obviously that's made their liberty desire a little higher, but it's going down at a very healthy clip now. I've interfered somewhat in the decrease in Switzerland's liberty desire, but that should be fine. Russia sides with Herat against Kabul. Interesting situation we have over here. Is Persia somebody's subject? They're not. Interesting. Very interesting. How are things going over in Persia? Not great. Dang. Where's their industrial center? Okay, Tabriz, maybe? Iraqi Ajami is typically their industrial center. Persian Kurdistan, not even a little bit. Urmia, no. Gulistan, yeah, I think it's just Tabriz. Because that's their typical heavy industrialization location. Things seem to be going rough here. Have you gotten recognized? You haven't. But you are in the Rossiyskaya Imperia. Interesting. 12.9 infamy to take them. Bitch, I might. I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about it. I could accomplish a lot. All right. Phones are still relatively expensive. But what about radios? Where's radios? They're here. Okay, they're still okay, so building up the electrics industries is still working. Guyana is still having a shortage of electricity. This is probably made up. Oh no, it's definitely not made up. There's 38 million in the investment pool. All right, well, I suppose it's time to build us some more construction sectors. Let's build Renani up to 10. Renani du Nord, same thing. And you know, we'll build all of the we'll build Tunis up to 10. Constantine to 10. Let me see. We'll get up to 5. Oop, not quite that many. No, I'll refill. You'll go up to 10, just because I don't want to go back in and down click. All right, 5 here, 5 here, 3 more here in Marrakesh. And let me see. What do the rest of these look like? 5 in Guinea, 5 in Windward Coast, 5 in Cote d'Ivoire, 5 in Togo, 5 in Dahomey, 5 in Volta. 1 more in Eastern Mali, 5 in Western Mali. How many does that get us up to? 91. I need 4 more. 2 in Senegal, 2 in Mauritania. Shabam zone. I've already got them in the part of the queue that's working, right? Yes. Let's actually throw them at the top. It would have been much smarter for me to throw the other stuff at the bottom. Let's do that instead. Oh my gosh, I'm so cool and smart. We'll put these things at the top to get them done fast because they're almost finished already. All this other stuff we'll put in at the bottom. There we go. I did it. Cool, we're building. We are building so many things. I think I might want to go after Persia, friends. I think that's the way of it. I think that's where we're going. Let's go ahead and start improving relations. That's just going to make the conquest easier. I'm very pleased about this. I'm very happy to see French colors spread all across North Africa. Now Aruba's finished colonizing. That means other colonization is going to go even faster. We're at 72 days, 73 days per step in Africa, in most of Africa, it seems like. So, well, I guess it depends on the location. And do I have some more colony targets? I do. Wonderful. Again, that's going to slow down the other locations, but we get our claims, so that's what's worth it. I suppose on the other hand, I could go forward, but it's rare for Persia to be this secure at this stage in the game. So if I hit this button, no one steps in except for the Russians. And the Khalsa, but I'm not afraid of them. So, you know, 13 infamy, I can live with it. Alright, so I'm going to rally the French Expeditionary Force. I think this will be a complete sufficiency of strength. We'll put them over here in Ethiopia. We'll pull the main fleet over here into Ethiopia as well. And that's going to be all we need, I think. If the Russians decide to intervene, then they'll intervene. Beautiful. And now we have electric railways for motor industries. So this is going to be key, because this is finally going to make our motor industries profitable. But we need an absolutely enormous number of power plants in order to make it happen. So, let's see. 72 levels of motor industries. So how much electricity? It's going to be 30 per level. So that's like 2,100. So at 25 electricity per level, we're going to need like... So 2,025, so that's like 40. 40 at 2,000. Yeah, so about 40. So, not that many. 40. We'll do 40 in Normandy. Ménanjou, I think we've got an even bigger motor industry. Yeah, we'll do 50 here. And then Brittany, which I've been told I should leave alone, but I will not. We got 30. So we'll just do a nice even 30. And we're kind of eyeballing it at this point, but you know, it is what it is. Shockwave diplomatic flip. Alright, that's fine. Let me see, they're down there. We'll send the army of West Africa. I should form an army of South Africa, but I don't wish to at present. Political agitation spreading. I don't like that. The new menagerie. The Menagerie du Jardin des Plantes in Ile-de-France has begun to expand its exhibits, with a surge in French prosperity and leisure time. From my private collection, I am well capable of lending to you a most excellent specimen of lion, captured as a cub from a hunt in Africa. I happen to know for quite some time a collector and breeder of exotic birds, which possesses in his private menagerie a magnificent parakeet. The curator sat back and regarded the sponsors before him. Sirs, all I require from you is the bold rooster, the enduring symbol of the Kingdom of France. 25 prestige, petite bourgeoisie more loyal. The elegant cerro from the forests of the Empire of Japan improves relations with Japan. The soaring golden eagle from the heights of the Spanish Pyrenees improves relations with Spain. I don't need to use this to improve relations. Give me prestige. Give me prestige and happy petite bourgeoisie, please. My favorite thing. Let me see. Nobody else is involved here, and it doesn't seem like anyone's going to be. So, you know, I'm pretty happy about this situation. Again, we're improving relations with Persia, which have gotten pretty bad due to the fact that I'm trying to force them into being a subject nation of mine. But, you know, I'm sure it'll be fine. They'll get over it. Walk it off, Persia. Walk it off. You'll be fine. You'll deal. You'll eat your opium and like it. Alright. Power plants are getting built, which will be nice. Again, this is going to really, this is going to just detonate the engines market. It's going to be the best. Engines are going to, will be the land of milk and engines. Our cup will overflow. Paris, Rouen. The development of vehicles propelled by internal combustion engines has inspired various French automobile producers to hold an exhibition in the form of the Paris-Rouen Horseless Carriages Contest. The vehicles lined up in groups of 5, each one different in form, propelled by petrol and steam. At the wave of a flag, their engines released a cacophony of rattling and hissing as they set forth down the street, traveling at a pace that far exceeded that of the onlookers on foot. Before long, the course curved out of sight of the starting line, and cheers replaced the sounds of engines. And they're off! Extra prestige, extra radicals from political movements, or, what a ghastly display, industrialists weaker. And they're off. I'm going to pick and they're off. I want them to be off. They're going to be off. I'll get off my car, men. Clip it. Clip it. Put it in memes. What am I doing? I'm checking my market to see if the automotive industry is still needs to be expanded, and it definitely does. There's no question that it does. I can't wait until I've got defense in depth and squad infantry. Defense in depth is going to get me siege artillery, and that's going to make things a lot easier. Who are the Russians fighting? Who are you losing a battle with? Oh, the British. You're losing a battle with the British. Well, that'll happen. I need to go to war against them. I shouldn't have picked now to do this, but that's okay. Persia backs down. Beautiful. I am so pleased with that outcome. Oh, wonderful. Oh, what a delight. What a delight to have a subject who understands. I'm going to give you knowledge sharing. I think stonks. That's from having like 4 profitable companies, right? Maxed out profitable companies, something like that. Ooh, I can establish a company. All right. Who makes cars? I'm gonna find this. I started this episode looking through the companies for someone who makes cars, and that's how I'll end it. Loyalists from political movements. No. Oh no, those are the ones I've got already. Oh man, I'm dumb. Brittany Motor. Okay, but no prestige good. Can I get a prestige car somehow? Because that's what I really need in order to lock in the automotive industry. Enriched fertilizer, and that seems fun. I'm just looking for a prestige car. Heavy tanks offense. Oh man. That does sound extremely tempting. Having been said, let's keep our eyes on the prize here. There's a war with Chokwe. I'm not even going to pay attention. It's not even on my radar. As I search for cars. Okay, it's not. This isn't going to happen. I've determined definitively. With that having been said, I think Brittany Motor's formation speed. That's all right. But I think the heavy tanks offense is better. Ooh, shrapnel artillery offense. That's very good. And total army defense? Oh man, that's extremely strong. But I love heavy tanks. Where are those heavy tanky boys? Alright, so for this, I need a headquarters in... I need automotive... No, I need shipyards in Provence. Curious. But we'll do it. We'll do it post-haste. And then all will be well. Get that going. We're almost there with the electric plants in Normandy. So let's go ahead and flip over to electric engines. Obviously, you think you're going to be unprofitable because you can't afford the power, but we're building up the power plants. If we go to water tube boiler, will that help? No, that will the opposite of help. Well, gosh dang. Everything's very silly over here, but again, we're building up the plants, and that's going to make the power plants produce more power, I should think, on account of the power plants are now hiring more workers, and that's going to mean that they're going to produce more power, and that's going to make the... No! 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 I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Damn these free market economics! How could I do this to myself? Alright. There's Chokwe sorted. With that having been said, we'll deal with the rest of the electrification of the motor industries next episode because I am out of time for tonight. My nerds, I have had fun. I hope you all have had fun, and I will see you on the other side.